not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And I can honestly say that I've never had a conversation with another man about hair weave. You know, you read the title, you know what it's all about. Now, I do understand that Tommy Sotomayor is a con man. The things he says shouldn't be taken seriously. It's about YouTube views and so forth. It's about a shock value, and you know, and he himself won't. You know what I'm saying? It's a show. You know, like the Jerry Springer show. But there are those people that will take his ideology to heart. You know what I'm saying? They'll repeat what he says verbatim. They think that this guy's the truth. You know what I'm saying? They get reality mixed up with perception. You know, and Tommy Sotomayor is the type of person that's going to gather whatever information he needs to support his cause, and reject a lot of information that doesn't support his cause and so forth, to seem like he has more of a solid argument and this and that. But a lot of his fanboys, you know, and there's a lot of people that claim to be against Tommy Sotomayor or his word or his message and so forth. They tend to cling on to his rhetoric a little bit too hard, especially when they have their own gripes or get into squabbles with black females and so forth. I'm to the point where I'm only want to deal with scientific facts and numbers and so forth. Like, hence, you call a black female a beast, can you prove that on a, I don't know, scientific level? You know what I'm saying? That she's closer to the four-legged animal than any other female. Like me, I'm beyond, you know what I'm saying, senseless name calling. Like, for instance, let's take white people. You know, people call them devils and cave dwellers. I don't even call them that anymore, because I understand that the Native Americans, or certain Native American tribes, have spent their times living in the caves. Hence, you have cave drawings. Same thing with the Aboriginal people in Australia. But I do say that whites may have, I wouldn't say, I don't know what the word I look like, but they've they've kind of make, you know what I'm saying, made themselves synonymous with these ancient cave people and so forth. Like these Paleolithic people, you know what I'm saying, were white. Like the first man was white. Hence, take the movie Clan of the Cave Bear. It's with Daryl Hannah. And, you know, this movie's about, you know what I'm saying, the Cro-Maggons, you know, some of the first human beings that walked the earth. And Daryl Hannah was like this blonde-haired female that stuck out from the clan, but no, she was like an orphan because she was separated by her mom from an earthquake. I know I'm getting off track here, but you know, it's a movie about cave-dwelling white people and so forth. But the movie kind of gives you the impression that these were the first people, so forth, and not people that that trenched through the jungle in Kenya and so forth. Hence, us human beings were primates, and us being part of the primate family, that means we've originated from, you know what I'm saying, tropical regions and so forth, like all other primates. Hence, like monkeys and so forth. But yeah, but I really got off track with that one. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's what type of the base I'm on right now. Now, people get this notion that about hair weave, and that they'll say stuff like, if a black man can wear his hair natural, why can't a female can? I'm like, this is completely arbitrary. I'm like, females do all sorts of things to pretty themselves up, to make themselves look feminine. Hence, you know what I'm saying, the men of all race look like the females of their race. White men look like white women, black men look like black women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or vice versa, so forth. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese women look like the Chinese man. If you know what I'm saying, just really look at people. But, you know what I'm saying, as I said, you go inside a CVS or a Walgreens and you see a whole entire section dedicated to female cosmetics. Now, you look at men's grooming products. Now, we're like in one section there, and it's right next to the toothpaste and the toothbrush and the mouthwash. It's not even a section on its own. You might see men hair gel and shaving cream and so forth, or like that. Maybe cologne to be in another aisle. But females, you know what I'm saying, you got all kind of makeup, eyeliners, lipstick and so forth. I'm like, it's massive. And then you got somebody sitting at a desk and so forth. So hence, we know that females do things to groom themselves and so forth. But black females, you know what I'm saying, may go that extra mile or whatever when it comes to hair weave and this and that. I'm like, and the thing is with you know, hair weave, I know other people get it. You know, people say, well, it's not the hair of their texture and this and that, but you know, that's, hair weave is hair weave. You gotta call a spade a spade. But some people may get the notion that a black man or a man will prefer a female who has natural hair as the ones who wear hair weave and so forth. I'm like, the hair weave is not the deciding factor. You take a female, she got hair weave, you know what I'm saying, but she got a nice ass, you know what I'm saying, she got a nice shape, you know, she got a pretty ass smile, you know, I'm like, these other elements are going to attract men and so forth. But, you know, and then you may have a female who wears her hair natural, but, you know what I'm saying, she's built like a square and so forth, and dudes may, you know what I'm saying, just, she may not be eye candy. And it can be vice versa. You can have a female with hair weave and, you know, she may be 6 o'clock straight up and down, and you may have a female who wears her hair natural and she's kind of bodacious and so forth, and so therefore the hair weave, that's just it's kind of like a minor factor, especially how they wear it and so forth. It ain't like a dude is going to be like, oh, she got weave in her hair and so forth, and you know what I'm saying, completely reject her. Just like when I was talking to my female friend, talks about why are so many dudes chasing after the females with hair weave if they don't like hair weave. But I would say that the hair weave is, as I said before, it's not the winning factor. So they're looking at all other elements with a female. If is a female, you know what I'm saying, easy to get along with. I think with Tommy Sotomayor, that's his shit. You know what I'm saying, that's his gimmick he got going on. You know what I'm saying, he talks about hair weave and so forth. And maybe he may not take it too seriously, but there's some people who think that, you know, the fact that black females wear weave, they're the, you know what I'm saying, the ultimate self-haters. Now, I remember an old Tommy video, you know what I'm saying, when he was going at it with Mia Giamonti or whatever her name is. And when Mia came out with her first rebuttal, she was sitting there next to her friend. Her friend had a straight up afro and so forth. Like, you know what I'm saying, she looked at very natural, her friend did. You know what I'm saying, no hair weave and so forth. And then when Tommy made his rebuttal against them again, he called her a gorilla. He talked about Nia and the gorilla sitting next to her. Like, why did he call her a gorilla? I'm like, obviously, you know what I'm saying, he's ragging on Nia. She loves white men. She got weave in her hair. But here's a black female, you know what I'm saying, who stated she only dates black men, wears her hair natural, but Tommy called her a gorilla. Hence, when I look at YouTube, this section, that even females who don't have hair weave or whatever, don't fit into that criteria of what Tommy's talking about, they'll still get it. People will still hurl insults at them and call them beasties and so forth. So, you know what I mean, the argument just completely, you know, falls apart. And a lot of Tommy's supporters you know what I mean, people who cling on to his boulder dash. Well, you know what I'm saying, when getting into a verbal dispute with a black woman, you know what I'm saying, would completely discredit her and call her all kind of names and consider her the problem of the black community. It's like with me and like if I get into an argument with a white racist, he's going to throw me in a pile of black dudes who got criminal backgrounds, who got baby mothers and whatever, without really knowing me. He's just going to put me in this pile and so forth. So yeah, I find that interesting. Now, well, when we argue with people online and so forth, I think it's kind of smart to at first just look at them as individuals, unless they literally have the traits of, you know what I'm saying, a certain group of people that's you know, causing the problems. When you literally see specific traits and so forth. Now, going into black females being the biggest self-haters and this myth, as I said before, I'm not going to deal with perception, I'm going to deal with reality. Now, I look at, you know what I'm saying, the Asian world, specifically in Korea, maybe even in China and Japan, females and record numbers are getting plastic surgery done to widen their eyes and this and that. You know what I'm saying? They have, you know, almond-shaped eyes and so forth. So when you consider that self-hate, they don't like the slanted eyes they were born with and so forth. Also in India, you know what I'm saying, you got like skin whitening cream is real big there. I'm like, it's $1 million industry of these Indian people wanting to whiten their skin up so bad and so forth. They're not happy with the skin complexion they were born with. But hence the science behind the whitening cream is that we're lighter when we're babies and we get darker, and this whitening cream is going to bring us back to our complexion when we was first born as babies and so forth. So hence, I'm not saying any kind of I'm like, hating self is hating self, you know what I'm saying? No type of self-hate is good and so forth, or worse than the other and this and that. But also, looking at things from a realistic perspective, human beings have the ability to alter themselves. Is what makes us different from animals. So if something about if a human doesn't like something about themselves and they have the ability to change, sometimes it's self-hate, but it's their own personal choice. Hence, you know, a fox or a squirrel or whatever is not going to just want to change its fur color or this and that or the shape of the ears. But, you know, as we've seen, you know what I'm saying, throughout history, and, you know, human beings have altered themselves, add stuff to their hair, bleach their hair, you know what I'm saying. I think about those females with those lips or whatever, the lip plates, some African females with those lip plates. I'm like, would you say what? They didn't like the lips they were born with or whatever, so they do this. A lot of it may be ritual and maybe customs, and I hate to say it, that hair weave and in Western society, and it's going on in Africa and Caribbean too. The females wearing hair weave is now maybe becoming a custom and so forth. And the thing is with the hair weave thing, I'm like, we should have nipped it in the bud a long time ago and so forth. But you know, now it may be unstoppable and this and that. Yeah, but you know, my thing is like this: women are women. You know, I'm like, you can't possibly. I'm not even gonna pretend like I can really understand what females go through and so forth. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have estrogen and we have testosterone and so forth. You know, I advise anybody, if they never heard of read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or maybe I'm saying that in reverse or whatever, but I read that book a long time ago and so forth. But you know, I don't know what it's like to bleed once a month or to carry a kid in me for 9 months. So hence, it's just that's why I don't do too many female bashing. I'm like, they're just emotional, and and this and that, you know, so it's all females and this and that. No, it's just funny that, you know, Tommy Sotomayor can isolate some of these problems directly to black female and black females, and his fanboys will agree with him as if these other females are completely different and so forth. Now, as far as the black female in North America, yeah, there may be some things about her that's a tad bit unique, but I'll give that to slavery, oppression, you know, social engineering, and so forth. But yeah, but I would say that, you know, some of these females, especially here on this corner of YouTube, you know, it's easy to get a reaction from them when you say something negative to them. So for all these females, Tommy Sotomayor and a lot of these dudes, you know, they may say stuff just to get your blood boiled or this and that, because, you know, it's, I don't know, open season on black women and so forth. Now, I'm not saying that you can't defend yourself, because I understand a lot of Tommy fanboys, I'm like, especially that one guy, Ariel the One, you know what I'm saying, I used to call him Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, this dude's a psychopath, he's a nutcase. You know, I'm like, he's not playing with a full deck, you know what I'm saying, this guy's missing a couple of scruples there, you know. I'm like, he's a, you know what I'm saying, his lug nuts are loose. I would say that much. But yeah, I can understand how it can be irritating online to be constantly thrown in the trash and so forth. But I think a lot of these guys are just trying to get a rise out of you and so forth. And but that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching, and Sally forth.